Good day everyone. This is The Six Machines. Today, we are going to talk about the business model canvas. But before that, let me first introduce the Hustlers, Aaron De La Cruz and Bea Aline Sebastian. The Hackers, Brent Bellarmino and Ruel Navarro. The Hipsters, Kimberly Magno and Julian Lumaya. Again, we are The Six Machines.
A business model canvas. The business model canvas is a strategic management tool that lets you visualize and assess all the building blocks within a business, especially during a startup. It's a one-page document containing 9 boxes that represent different fundamental elements of a business. A business model canvas beats the traditional business plan that spans across several pages by offering a much easier way to understand the different core elements of a business. Ito yung isang maikli at isang pahina na kasangkapan na pang-estratehiya sa pamamahala ng negosyo. At ito yung nag-aalok ng simplipikadong alternatibo sa mga tradisyonal at mahabang plano sa ng negosyo. Ito din yung nagbibigay ng malinaw at istrukturadong paraan upang maunawaan at planuhin ang mga pangunahing bahagi ng isang negosyo. Kaya't ito yung lubos na mahalaga lalo na sa mga nagsisimula pa lamang sa negosyo. Historical notes of the business model canvas. The business model canvas were initially proposed in 2005 by Alexander Osterwalder, born on 1974, a Swiss business theorist, author, speaker, consultant, and entrepreneur known for his work on business modeling. Based on his earlier work on business model ontology, since the release of Osterwalder works around 2008, new canvases for specific niches have appeared. Ito yung pinapakita dito yung pinagmula ng business model canvas at yung gumawa ng business model canvas na si Alexander Osterwalder at nabanggit dito yung mga sumunod na pag-unlad ng mga canvases na espesyalisado para sa partikular ng mga larangan na lumitaw bilang bunga ng masikatan at epektibong tulong ng business model canvas sa pag-analyze at pagpapabuti ng mga modelo ng negosyo ng mga kumpanya.
Why do we need BMC? We need BMC because this is a huge process to make a good plan or to make a better plan for your business, because this is a strategic management tool na makakatulong para sa mga kinakailangan nating proseso sa mga gagawin nating business plan sa business na mapipili natin. This is to visualize and assess easier way to inform or to locate any information para makatulong to have or to make a good business plan. Why do we need a business model canvas? So, bakit nga ba natin ito kailangan? There is 6 information kung bakit nga ba natin kailangan yung business model canvas sa business natin or kung paano natin mas mapapaganda yung business natin. First, the BMC provides a quick overview of the business model and is devoid of the unnecessary details compared to the traditional business plan. Kung i-compare nga daw natin to sa traditional business plan, yung BMC, mas mabilis silang nagbibigay ng information or mas mabilis silang naglalabas para mas maintindihan natin or mas makagawa tayo ng unique na business plan. And next, the visual nature of the business model canvas make it easier to refer to and understand by anyone. So, ibig sabihin lang nito, kung gagamitan natin ng BMC, yung ating business na napili or yung business namin na napili, mas mabilis namin itong mai-refer sa iba or sa mga kliyente na pupunta sa amin, and mas mabilis nilang maiintindihan kung bakit nga ba namin kailangan or kung bakit nga ba need ng business namin. It's easier to edit and it can be easily shared with employees and stakeholder. So, ibig sabihin lang dito, kung magkakaroon kami ng circumstances, mas mabilis namin yun ma-edit and mas mabilis kakalat. The BMC can be used by large corporation as well as startups with just a few employees. So, hindi lang yung malalaking corporation corporations yung gumagamit nito. Ginagamit na rin to ng mga bago pa lang or mga kakaumpisa pa lang mag-business kasi nga yung BMC or Business Model Canvas is malaki yung maitutulong para maka-create or para makagawa ng malawak or magandang plano para sa business nila or sa pag-angat ng negosyo nila. It clarifies how different aspects of the business are related to each other. So, nililinaw lang nito kung paano nga ba nag-uugnay yung mga negosyo or yung iba't ibang negosyo sa iba't ibang aspeto. And last is, you can use a BMC template to guide a brainstorming session on defining your business model effectively. So, kinakailangan lang daw ng pagkakaisa or mga iba't ibang ideya para mas maging effective yung business model canvas na gagawin nyo or i-guide kayo nito sa mas magandang plano to improve your business. Okay. Sa business namin na home cleaning services, we really need BMC because this is a process na makakatulong sa amin to make a great plan para mas ma-improve namin yung mga skills namin and para ma-develop namin kung ano pa nga ba yung mga hindi namin alam or ano pa yung dapat namin matutunan. And I think BMC is napakalaking information to help us learn and to know more knowledge para sa business namin, para magkaroon ng magandang feedback or experience yung mga magiging future clients namin.
The business model canvas contains 9 boxes that represent different fundamental elements of a business. The first box and the first element is the customer segments. Customer segments, these are the groups of people or companies that you are trying to target and sell your product or service to. Segmenting your customers based on similarities such as geographical, area, gender, age, behaviors, and interests gives you the opportunity to better serve their needs, specifically by customizing the solution you are providing them. After a thorough analysis of your customer segments, you can determine who you should serve and ignore, then create customer personas for each of the selected customer segments. So yung customer segments, sila yung grupo ng tao na tina-target nating bentahan or serbisyohan ng ating itatayong business. According din sa previous discussion natin, mahalaga ang customer segments dahil mahihiwalay natin sila base sa mga similarities nila. Sa gayon, mas madali nating malalaman ang mga kailangan nila at magiging madali ang pagbuo natin ng solusyon sa kanilang mga problema kapag naigrupo sila gamit ang customer segments at iba't ibang market segmentation na mayroon tayo. For refreshment, these are the different types of customer segments. We have mass market, niche market, segmented, diversified, and multi-sided. And these are the different types of market segmentation. We have demographic, psychographic, behavioral, and geographic.
Value proposition. A value proposition is a simple statement that summarizes why a customer would choose your products or services. Communicates the clearest benefits that customers receive by giving you their business.
Channels. This block is to describe how your company will communicate with and reach out to your customer. Channels are the touch point that let your customer connect with your company. Channels play a role in raising awareness of your products or service among customers and delivering your value proposition to them. Channels can also be used to allow customer the avenue to buy products or service and offer post-purchase support. Ito yung channel na to, ito yung pagtukoy sa kung paano ang isang negosyo ay makakakonekta o maglilingkod sa kanyang mga customer sa pamamagitan ng pagpili at pamamahala ng tamang paraan ng pamamahagi at komunikasyon. Ito yung mahalagang bahagi sa paglikha ng epektibong modelo ng negosyo. Halimbawa na lang sa mga channel, ito yung mga social media, public speaking, phone or messages, at yung mga lumalabas na patalastas sa mga TV. Sa social media, ito yung mga Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at TikTok.
Good day everyone. Ngayon naman, i-discuss ko ang tungkol sa customer relationship. Customer relationship. In this section, you need to establish the type of relationship you will have with each of your customer segments or how you will interact with them throughout their journey with your company. Sa customer relationship, ito yung paraan para makausap ng company yung isang customer para masabi ng company yung tungkol sa business nila, tungkol sa products or sa services. May 6 na types yung customer relationship. Yung una, personal assistance. Personal assistance, you interact with the customer in person or by email, through phone call or other means. Ibig sabihin lang ito, may person-to-person contact or pag-uusap ng empleyado ng isang kumpanya sa kanong customer para masabi ng empleyado ng personal assistance ng isang kumpanya yung tungkol sa business nila. Yung pangalawa, dedicated personal assistance. Dedicated personal assistance, you assign a dedicated customer representative to individual customer. Ang kaibahan lang nito sa personal assistance, yung dedicated personal assistance, malawak yung kaalaman niya dun sa inassign sa kanyang field. Kunwari sa paglilinis ng bahay, para kapag tinanong siya ng customer, masasagot niya ng tama o mabibigyan agad ng solusyon yung sa pain points ng isang customer. Yung pangatlo, self-service. Self-service, here you maintain no relationship with the customer but provides what the customer needs to help themselves. Sa self-service, parang ito yung sa example nito yung sa mga sa 7-Eleven, pag bibili ka ng hotdog saka may tinapay, ikaw magse-serve sa sarili mo, tapos magbabayad ka na lang sa counter. Saka yung sa mga machine na may mga soft drinks, maghuhulog ka lang ng coins doon, tapos mamimili ka kung anong soft drinks yung gusto mo, saka lalabas na yun sa machine once na maghulog ka doon ng barya. Yung pangapat, automated services. Automated services, this includes automated processes or machinery that helps customer perform services themselves. Sa automated services, dito naman yung sa mga moderno ngayon, yung ginagamitan ng technology kagaya ng cellphone, yung sa Grab, sa Joyride, ganun, yung mga example nito. Yung panglima naman, communities. This includes online communities where customers can help each other solve their own problems with regard to the product or service. Example nito, yung sa kumpanya mo, may naging customer ka, tapos nasatisfy yung customer mo sa services mo o sa service mo lang. Tapos, pagka may nakita siyang isang tao na naghahanap katulad ng sa service mo, pwede niyang i-suggest yun o sabihin yung company mo para magkaroon ka pa ng bagong customer. Yung sunod naman is co-creation, yung pang-anim na types ng customer relationship. Co-creation, here the company allows the customer to get involved the designing or development of the product. Ibig sabihin lang nito, yung ibang customer pwede silang mag-suggest kung ano yung ilalagay sa product mo. Kunwari sa damit, may gusto silang ipadagdag na design, yan, ganun lang. At yun lang yung mga types ng customer relationship at yun lang din ang ibig sabihin ng customer relationship.
Ano nga ba ang key activities? The key activities of a business are the actions that the business undertakes to achieve the value proposition for the customers. Ito yung mga kadalasang ginagawa ng isang company or pina-perform ng service ng isang company para sa ganun ay ma-achieve ng mga customers yung mga ine-expect nila from that service na in-avail nila.
Ako naman dahil sa revenue stream. Revenue stream are the sources from which a company generates money by selling their product or service to the customers. Revenue stream, yung paraan, yung mag-iisip ka ng paraan kung paano ka kikita o kung ano yung magiging revenue mo para magkaroon ka ng magandang kita. Yung sa halimbawa, may binebenta kang damit. Yung damit na yun, binili mo siya sa halagang 500. Tapos ibebenta mo siya sa halagang 700. Kumbaga yung 700 yung revenue mo. Kasi yung profit mo is 200. Kumbaga, revenue minus sa cost ng product na binibenta mo nung binili mo siya, tapos equal yun sa profit. May dalawang types yung revenue stream. Yung una, transaction-based revenue. Transaction-based revenue made from customers who make a one-time payment. Ibig sabihin lang nun, ang halimbawa, bumili ka sa tindahan ng soft drinks, tapos nagbayad ka. Yung inabot sa yung product, yun na yan, ala nang kasunod kasi one-time payment na lang. Kung gusto mo ulit magkaroon ng soft drinks, di magbayad ka ulit, yun lang. Yung kasunod naman, recurring revenue. Recurring revenue made from ongoing payments for continuing services or post-sale. Para siyang kontrata. Kunwari, isang construction worker, may papagawa ng bahay sa'yo. Kunwari, sa isang araw mo, sumusweldo ka ng 500. Parang gusto mong kontratahin ng 2 weeks lang yung paggawa mo. Tapos magpapabayad ka na lang sa kanila ng 7,000. Tapos tuloy-tuloy na yung gawa mo hanggang 2 weeks. Ganun lang.
So now, ano naman ang key resources? So kanina, kung ang key activities ay ang usual na ginagawa ng isang company sa araw-araw. Ngayon, ang key resources naman, ito naman yung asset na mayroon ng isang company para nang sa ganoon is mapunan kung ano yung mga nakalagay sa key activities. Pupasok din dito kung sino at ano ang mga nagpe-perform nung nandun sa key activities na yon.
So now let's discuss the key partners in a business model canvas. So sabi dito, key partners are the external companies or suppliers that will help you carry out your key activities. These partnerships are forged in order to reduce risks and acquire resources. So, key partners nga, ito yung mga nasa labas ng business mo. Ibig sabihin, mga external companies o di kaya mga suppliers mo na tutulungan ka para gawin yung mga key activities na nasa business model canvas mo. So, itong mga partnerships na ito, ginagawa ito or mahalaga ito to reduce risks at para maka-acquire ka rin ng mga resources mo na kakailanganin mo. So, ang key partners, meron siyang 4 na types. So, una tayo sa strategic alliance. Ang strategic alliance, these are the partnership between non-competitors. Ibig sabihin, makikipag-partner ka sa mga kumpanya na hindi kamukha ng business mo. For example, ang business mo ay bookstore at nakipag-partner ka sa coffee shop. So, yung bookstore na business mo, nagse-set up kayo ng cozy corner para sa mga nagbabasa ng libro at nag-host kayo ng mga book-themed events dun sa coffee shop. So, in return, yung coffee shop na yon pinopromote yung bookstore mo at ine-encourage na mag-purchase ng mga books na binebenta mo. So, this partnership creates a reading-friendly atmosphere for customers and attracts book lovers to the coffee shop. Since bookstore na nga yan, tas coffee shops, talagang ma-attract yung mga customers na yon. So, it's really a good deal between the two companies. Next natin sa types ng key partners ay yung co-opetition. Sabi dito, co-opetition is a strategic partnership between partners. At co-opetition is the act of a cooperation between competing companies. Businesses that engage in both competition and cooperation are said to be in co-opetition. So, ang co-opetition nga, ito yung partnership between two businesses na magkamuka. So, for example, yung example natin kanina na bookstore. So, yung business mo nga, nakipag-partner sa isa pang bookstore. Magkamuka kayo ng business, pero nagko-collaborate kayo. Like in organizing community book fairs at sa pag-share ng mga costs ng advertising at ng mga event space. So, this cooperation helps both bookstores draw more book enthusiasts to their shops. Next pa ay yung joint ventures. Ang joint ventures naman, partners developing a new business. Ibig sabihin, makikipag-partner ka sa isa pang kumpanya para bumuo kayo ng panibagong business. So, for example, your bookstore enters into a joint venture with a local publishing house. So, together, kayo nung publishing house na yon, nag-host kayo ng mga author book signings, ganyan, at mga readings exclusively dun sa bookstore mo. At yung publisher naman, nagpo-provide siya ng mga book na ibebenta mo. Tapos, yung business mo ngayon nag-host ng events. So, this partnership allows your bookstore to offer unique literary experiences while promoting local authors and their books. Last type ng key partners ay yung buyer-supplier relationship. So, from the word itself nga, buyer-supplier, so ibig sabihin, partnerships between buyer at supplier. So, these relationships ensure a reliable supply of goods or services critical to your business operations. So, next natin is yung cost structures na part ng business model canvas. Ang cost structure, sabi dito, in this block, you identify all the costs associated with operating your business model. You'll need to focus on evaluating the cost of creating and delivering your value propositions, creating revenue streams, and maintaining customer relationships. So, eto nga yung dito mo ililista lahat ng mga cost na magagamit ng business mo. So, yung mga cost na to, it includes expenses na related sa paggawa or pagde-deliver ng value proposition, sa pag-generate ng revenue streams, at sa pag-maintain ng customer relationships. So, to evaluate your cost structures effectively, you have to consider the following questions. So, una, yung cost ng key activities. What are the costs associated with performing essential business activities? Ito nga yung mga nilista mo sa key activities mo, at titingnan mo kung ano yung nangangailangan ng paggagastusan nun. Next is, calculate the expenses related to your key resources and partnership. So, ito nga yung cost ng key resources at ng mga key partnerships mo. Yung mga gamit, yung mga suppliers, ganyan, at yung mga partnerships na diniscuss natin kanina. And then, next is yung determine the expenses incurred while delivering value to your customers or users. So, ito yung value proposition costs mo. So, next, are there other costs associated with running your business such as legal and insurance expenses? So, ito yung mga additional costs na wala sa key resources, wala sa key partnerships. Ibig sabihin, ito yung mga legal na mga expenses mo, mga insurance.
Now, let us dive into our business model canvas. Our business is called Rags to Riches Cleaning Services. Basically, it is a service that provides help to those people who wants their environment to be cleaned. The first box and the first element is the customer segments. We have geographic, psychographic, behavioral, and demographic. Geographic. Since geographic is about the location, our business will be located at Cabanatuan City. Therefore, those people from Cabanatuan will be our target customers. Moreover, just to give you a little overview, our business will use an appointment. Therefore, we will also accept nearby cities as we confirm your scheduled date. Psychographic. The firm targets office cleaners, mothers needing help with house cleaning, and those in need of repair and other cleaning services. The company will also focus on OCD and related diseases. Common sa atin na ang mga naiiwan sa bahay ay ang mga mothers o mga magulang, kaya sila ang ating tagalinis. So they are also our targets to help them when they in need, especially kapag hindi nila alam maglinis ng appliances like aircon. Our company has a skilled personnel to help you. Behavioral. The company helps people who can't find time for cleaning, maintenance, and other jobs. Marami sa atin na gustong maglinis upang maging maayos ang environment nila, ngunit dahil sobrang occupied and sobrang na ring busy dahil sa work and other stuffs, napapabayaan natin ang paglilinis. So our company will help those people who can't find time for cleaning. Demographic. The business made the strategic decision to target individuals with secure employment and high income, as well as institutions capable of meeting the company's pricing structure. Parte ng demographic segmentation ang source of income, annual income, employment, and of course, occupation. Maraming nagsasabi na basic lang ang paglilinis. So, expected na marami ring magsasabi na ang pricey naman ng singil. Ngunit kung ating iisipin mabuti, kaya may mga taong hindi nagagawang maglinis ay dahil occupied na yung time nila sa work upang kumita ng pera. So we come up to this idea of business na tutulungan ang mga taong busy sa kanilang pagtatrabaho upang kumita, or sabihin na lang natin na sila ang target customer since wala na silang time to clean their environment, and they can pay us naman based on our rate because they have money.
Dun sa ginawa naming business model canvas, yung nilagay namin sa customer relationship, may tatlo nilagay namin dyan: personal assistance, customer support, saka regular follow-ups. Yung business kasi namin is about sa paglilinis ng bahay, and kailangan may personal assistance doon, saka customer support. Siyempre kapag may napansin yung customer namin na may hindi magandang trabaho sa paglilinis sa loob ng bahay nila, may concern yung company namin doon, na ikakausap na isang empleyado namin yung sa customer support. Saka sa regular follow-ups, syempre check din kung nalinis ba namin ng maayos yung bahay. Kunwari sa bintana, kung nag-blur ba siya o hindi. Saka ayusin din.
Sa channels ng ginawang business model canvas, ito yung website, social media, word of mouth, at local advertising. Sa website, ito yung online booking, service information, and contact details. Ito yung nagbibigay ng makabago at epektibong paraan ng komunikasyon at pamamahagi ng produkto o serbisyo. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at Twitter. Ito naman yung nagbibigay daan sa mas malawak na pagkakaroon ng koneksyon ng kanilang mga target audience. Word of mouth, encourage to refer friends and family. Ito yung mga positibong rekomendasyon mula sa mga taong kilala at pinaniniwalaan ng mga customer ay maaaring magdala ng malalaking benta o suporta sa isang negosyo. Local advertising, local newspaper, flyers, and community bulletin boards. Ito naman yung nagbibigay daan sa mga negosyo na magkaroon ng lokal na presensya at mag-promote ng kanilang mga produkto o serbisyo sa kanilang target na market sa kanilang mga lokal na lugar.
Ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang key activities when it comes to home cleaning services. So first, clients schedule appointments with us. So dito ang pag-schedule ng mga clients para nang sa ganon, mas maiayos ang oras at makarating sila ng on time at maigayak yung mga materials na kanilang gagamitin. Next, cleaning crews discusses responsibilities. So dito naman ang pagpapaliwanag ng mga crew na mga kailangan nilang gawin dun sa place ng customer, and also kung may mga idadagdag pang ipapagawa yung mga customers. Next, crew logs attendance using our softwares. The cleaning team will utilize the company's attendance software to record their presence prior to commencing work at the client's premises. Next, cleaning performed within the set time. Siyempre, magsisimula yung oras ng paglilinis na napag-usapang oras, at kaya nga nagkaroon sila ng pag-i-schedule ng service, pag-i-schedule ng oras, ganyan. Next, await clients feedback. Offer 10% refund if unsatisfied within 30 days. Ito naman ang pinakahuli, yung paghihintay na magiging feedback ng customers patungkol dun sa naging outcome ng paglilinis sa kanilang place. At kung hindi sila ma-satisfy sa inavail nilang service, ay magbibigay ng 10% na refund. So, sa key resources, meron tayong tatlo. Ang human resources, equipment and supplies, and financial resources. So, unahin natin ang human resources. Meron ang human resources ng skilled cleaners. Para sa ganon, you may experience in-house cleaning professionals trained in various cleaning techniques. Next, supervisors, quality controlled experts to oversee a cleaning operations and maintain service excellence. At ang huli, yung customer service representatives, dedicated staff to handle customers' inquiries, bookings, and feedbacks. Sila yung mga nag-handle ng mga nag-i-inquire ng mga customers, nagpapabook, ganyan. Next, equipment and supplies. Dito naman, meron tayong dalawa, ang high-quality cleaning tools and eco-friendly cleaning products. Sa high-quality cleaning tools, it is state-of-the-art cleaning equipment such as HEPA filter, vacuums, steam cleaners, and specialized brushes.
So now let's move on dun sa key partners ng business namin, which is yung Rags to Riches cleaning services nga. So first, meron kaming equipment supplies. Magkakaroon kami ng partnership sa isang supplier ng equipment. It is to ensure a steady supply of cleaning tools at mga materials na vital para sa daily operations ng business namin. Para hindi kami kung saan-saan bumibili ng mga supplies, magkakaroon na lang kami ng steady supplier ng mga cleaning tools at ng mga materials. So this partnership allows us to access high quality equipment and to stay up to date with industry innovations. Next naman is yung certification agency. So, nakipag-partner rin kami with the certification agency to ensure na yung mga cleaning staff namin nakaka-receive sila ng proper training at ng mga certifications. So, ine-enhance nito yung credibility namin at yung trustworthiness namin sa mata ng mga customers. So, this partnership emphasizes our commitment to delivering professional services. So, next namin is yung advertising company. So, makikipag-partner kami sa mga advertising companies para ma-promote yung business namin. Sila yung mga, halimbawa, gagawa ng mga creative campaigns, mga creative flyers, ganon, para yun nga, ma-advertise yung cleaning services namin. So, now let's move on to the cost structures of our business, the Rags to Riches cleaning services. So, una, meron kaming equipment and supplies cost. Ito yung mga cost ng mga magiging equipments namin at ng magiging supplies namin. Since sa bawat operations or sa bawat services nga namin, gagamit kami ng mga equipments na kunyari ay mga cleaning agents, mga tools at mga protective gears. Next is yung service vehicle. So, syempre, para makarating kami dun sa mga locations ng mga clients namin, kailangan namin yung magdadala ng mga equipment since mabibigat ngayon. So, yung mga magiging cost na to ay yung fuel nun, yung gas nun, yung maintenance nun, at yung mga vehicle insurance. And then next will be our office rent. So, kailangan namin ng administrative office na nagpo-provide ng base of operations for coordinating our services and managing customer inquiries. And then next, we have the advertising cost. So, para makapag-reach out kami sa mga customers, kailangan syempre namin ng magiging advertisement. So, for example, sa mga social media, sa mga flyers, ganyan, to market our services effectively nga, we have to allocate resources to advertising campaigns, both online and offline. So, this investment helps us attract new customers and expand our client base. So, this cost is really an investment sa business namin. Since itong advertisement, this is a way para dumami yung customers namin at lumago yung business namin.
And dun sa may business model canvas na ginawa namin, dun sa may revenue stream, yung nilagay namin dun, tatlo. Regular fee, membership fee, sa add-ons. Dun sa regular fee, ang lilinisan lang dun is yung kusina, CR, 2 kwarto lang, saka yung living room. And then naman sa membership fee, ang dinagdag lang dun is gathering, tapos nakapaloob din yung sa mga lilinisan sa regular fee. kung may gusto silang ipadagdag na linisin, meron ding add-ons. Sa dadagdagan lang din yung bayad ng ganun lang.
In Cabanatuan City with our home cleaning services. Our team of highly skilled workers armed with effective solution and state-of-the-art equipment deliver efficient, eco-friendly cleaning that not only saves your time but also supports fair employment practices. Experience the peace of mind that comes from the spotless environment, making life more enjoyable and worry-free. We all know na hindi naman na ganun kadali magtayo ng business basta-basta, but we chose home cleaning services because naniniwala kami na kaya namin and mas mag-i-improve pa kami or mas gusto naming ibigay ng buong puso or 100% yung skills namin to help the parents na hindi na maasikaso yung bahay nila dahil busy sa mga work or may mga task na ginagawa. So, sisiguraduhin lang namin na magkakaroon kami ng matinding training dito para ma-provide namin lahat ng inilagay namin sa value proposition namin at maibigay namin yung satisfying na gusto ng customers namin sa product na i-offer namin sa kanila and to gain more clients na nandito sa buong Cabanatuan City.
Ngayon ay natalakan na ang business model canvas at pumunta naman tayo sa conclusion nito. Business model canvas stands as a versatile and valuable instrument for organizations looking to refine and articulate their business strategy. Its key strength includes its capacity to encourage a holistic grasp of a company's operation, stimulate collaboration, and underscore the importance of customer centricity. Although the BMC simplifies intricate business models and may necessitate supplementary financial analysis, it remains a vital asset for businesses operating in dynamic and competitive market. When deployed alongside other strategic tools, the BMC empowers organizations to align their strategies, foster innovation, and adapt to the ever-changing dynamics of the market, ultimately enhancing their prospect for success.